Hi everyone, Caroline from Red Dust Creations here. I talk about a bit of everything from chronic pain and illness to craftiness to plants to pets, including my tiny ridiculous dog who's down here. As you can see, is sort of getting some attention, and my two enormous land whale cats. This is another episode of tackling the hobby hoard in my art and craft space. Today has pretty much been a zero spoon kind of day. It's not been great. A lot happened yesterday. Not quite ready to talk about that yet, but today has been hard. My feet feel like someone's been hammering at the soles of them with some kind of pointed mallet, and my knees kind of feel like someone's been hammering railway spikes into them. But I wanted to be able to touch base with people today, touch base with myself today, I guess, and do something, just do something. So I thought, even if it's just, 5-10 minutes over here, trying to clear the space of my desk so I can feel like I have a space to work, to make things, to create, and to be the artist that's hiding deep inside at the moment. Because as I said, negative spoons today, really. So if we just have a look at this little box here. So we've got, this is from when I was teaching my high school students to sew last year. So there's some tape measures and some sewing scraps and things like that. Got an empty container which might be useful on the desk, so I'm just going to leave that on the desk. But however, this one, and there is another one which is pretty much the same thing, I'm going to pop them further down in the storage area, with that beautiful old storage that I have, that I think is from sort of around about the 1920s, sort of Art Deco-ish style. I do know that it was second-hand when it was purchased in the 1960s. From one of the shops here in Richmond. I just don't know how long it had been around before then, and they can't. And the shop owners actually don't remember either. So I'm just going to pop this down here, and I'll be back in a moment. So I've got sort of a section down here on the shelving that is sewing related. So for now, I'm going to put them there until I have the bandwidth, energy, whatever you want to call it, to do something about those as well, sort them out and decide whether the samples are being kept, or if they're not being kept, am I going to unpick them, keep them as scraps, use them as future stuffing, so that reducing further textile waste. But we'll just have to wait and see. So this tub here, so there is a green collapsible tub from Kmart here in Australia. So I have a collection of bags. So these are vacuum seal bags that I had bought to use with the filament that I have for my 3D printer. But as I said, I think in either my first or second video, zipping and unzipping them is not something that my hands, sorry, I just found some rubbish in there, something that my hands enjoyed. So at the moment, I'm not worrying about that aspect of it. I'm worrying more about ensuring that there's plenty of desiccant and things like that in my AMS, which is where I can place 4 different colours of filament at any one time, and they can be chosen and used to print. So if I keep that stocked with fresh desiccant and things like that, that'll draw any moisture out of the spools, and the filament, sorry, negative spoons means very high levels of brain fog. So I'm just going to fold these guys up. I will put them back into, I actually kept the box that they came with. I'll put them back in there for now. They might come in handy for perhaps wool or other storage of things in here, just because they've been used as filament bags. Doesn't mean that they have to always be used as filament bags. So it's not something I'm just going to get rid of, but they don't belong in this space. Some of you might have noticed that I have moved into the back of this space. This is, for those of you who have watched my Cali Cat videos, this is my completed Calicat stand with all 76 colours of filament that I have of just basic PLA for my 3D printer. Okay, so I'm just going to put these over here. Again, we talked about the fact that this is going to be a lot of shuffling to start with until I have time to go through things. But if I can clear the space in front of it and underneath it, bring the chair that's down the other end and currently stacked with boxes of felt down here, so there's a seat at the desk and I can actually use it for its intended purpose. Might allow me to do some work there where I can be filmed, I can film myself, I can show you some of the things that bring my heart joy when the rest of things are not working all too well. Okay, so what's left now in this rather large tub are some little show bags from when I did a stall at our field days. Now I think these are the small birdie beetle ones, but just let me check. I think these were just the $5 ones. And then, yep, these have just got 5 birdie beetles in them, but the kids could then choose something from one of the small 3D printed animals that I had. So these small amount of show bags, this small amount of show bags can be relocated to the rest of the show bags, which are stored in the front veranda in boxes, and that will give me a large empty storage container which can be used for other things. So I'm just going to temporarily move these into the kitchen area so that they are closer to their destination, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Alright, so sorry, on an exciting note though, over the weekend, with Anthea's help, while I had some energy on Saturday it must have been. Sorry, it took me a little bit longer there. Dropped a few things. Hands are not so steady. I emptied 3 large storage containers. It's like the 120 litre ones or something like that, I think. The big ones. That had random kitchen utensils, cookery stuff, pots and pans, and some stuff that was a mixture of kitchen and living room. They were emptied and sorted through, and things were put on shelves or where they belonged. So those 3 tubs are now empty. So that was a huge achievement on Saturday. So well done us. So I'm not going to pack down this crate just yet because I may need it still. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it down here on the floor. In one of the many footstools that I have, so that it's got a surface that's not quite on the ground, so I don't have to bend down as far to put things into it. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can hear that, but that was a reminder from Alexa to check whether one of my land whales, Nancy, has had her drugs today. She hasn't, so I will need to make sure that I give them to her. Right, so we've got rid of that, which means I can access this last little pile here. Corduroy. Sorry, Corduroy has just discovered an empty bottle that he hasn't been given to eat yet, so now he's eating it. Just want to say that, I don't know how familiar you all are with masking and things like that. It's a term that's used a lot when it comes to ADHD and autism and things like that. It's also a really common thing in chronic illnesses, so even though I can smile and laugh and things like that, it doesn't really represent how I feel right now. Tiny dog's adorable, always, but it's not really where I'm at the moment. But I'm just going to worry about this little pile here in the next 20 odd seconds. See what we've got here. So, I've got a square of watercolour paper, so that's going to go with watercolour stuff. I've got a delicious selection of colours of Corduroy, get out! Of cardstock. So that's going to go down with scrapbooking stuff. I'm going to place that into that tub for now. This tub... this has got felt sheets and things like that in it. Now this one is they're just craft felt sheets, so it's not like it's not fancy felt or anything. It's not wool felt. It was actually felt that I bought from the previous owner of this house when she first moved out. So it's kind of come home, but that doesn't live here. So that's material, so that's going to go down the end, so I'll pop that into that as well. And there's another box underneath, which is the same. So I might even take that to kindergarten with me, to kindy, because that might be great, that we can, something that we can do together. So yeah, that can go to kindy. I have many boxes of felt. I don't need these ones. Okay. And the last two things that are here on top of the desk that we need to move. Oh, these are 1000 page dot to dots. This one's masterpieces, and this one is cityscapes. I bought them, but I haven't done them. I would really like to. So this is going to go in my pile of things I'd really like to do instead of just owning them. So again, I'm just going to pop these down in the crate for now. And then, as you can see, we've got this little pile here of the watercolour stuff. So that can go down in this crate as well for now. I can roll out, a bit like a red carpet, but not quite, my desk mat, which fits perfectly on here, even with my cat sampler there, a notepad over here, that's a spare set of feet for my stand if I need them, and the top of my desk is now a workable space. The rest of it's still got to go, but as I said, I just needed to have a little moment of feeling like I had achieved something today on a zero spoon day. I'm going to go down and crash back on the couch, but thank you for watching. Maybe you did some body doubling while I was doing this. Maybe you were just here to see if I could make any progress. Maybe you just wanted to listen to my, my story, whatever. Please like, thumbs up, and subscribe. Corduroy, what are you doing? Oh, tiny dog. There he is. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will try and get another video up for you tomorrow. It'll be only another short one, but I can do hard things in small amounts. All right. Bye.